Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And nice, 4 of Pentacles, some stability. This is getting what we want, right? This is a little bit of safety, a little bit of security, a little bit of stability. This is some power. This is feeling like you've got something now that that can help you, right? Something that you can use. Let's find out. Wow. Let's find out what else is going on or how this is coming into play. This is, okay, all right. Oh, and there's that, man. All right, I'm kind of speechless. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're using Smith-Waite Tarot for the mystery card. And this is just one card. We'll put Mr. Ed right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. And what we're going to do a little exercise here. It's going to be kind of interactive, right? That we're going to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, collectively tap into our intuition, and see what that mystery card will be, right? And then I'll ask you to write it down or put it in the comment section, put it in the chat. You can do that at any time throughout the video, okay? But at the end, we're going to take a moment to see if we can do that, okay? So at any point through the reading, if you get an idea of what that is, put it in the chat, put it in the comments, okay? But not right, we're not going to do that now. That's coming later. First, we've got to look. Both of these. Major arcana, 1, 2. Kind of the beginning and the future. This is interesting. See, because in the star here, this spiritual energy, whatever this is, it's coming over us and we're extending it out. It's a flow. It's kind of going through us. The spiritual energy is going through us. Here, it's not for us, and it's not going out being spilled all over the world. It's not, you know what I mean? This is very different. It's very different. I almost get this feeling like it's not time to celebrate yet. This is champagne, right? No, not yet. Not yet. We've still got stuff to do. So what I see here we got fire. Let me just go through. We got the fire energy. We've got some water energy. We've got some air. Challenging air, but I think it's going to be all right. And then, of course, we have our trifecta of earth energies, right? This is interesting. This is really, really good. With the earth energy here, I feel like the Queen is looking at this accomplishment and just thinking about it, just loving it, just enjoying it. The Knight is up here looking toward the future and says, hey, let's not get stuck with this accomplishment. Let's do even more. And that's what we see here too, that this might be the jackpot, right? This might be what we've been waiting for. But it's not time to celebrate yet. We've got even bigger fish to fry, as they say, right? This is really interesting to me. And not only that, we've got the 8 of Wands that kind of shows, hey, let's get back to it. You know, we can take a second maybe to show thanks, to give appreciation, to enjoy a little bit of what this jackpot is. But then, come on, we got to keep going. There's more mountain to climb, right? I like that. I like that very much. So, we've got a 4. And this to me is like we've made it to a safe place. We've made it to a nice ridge on the mountain. And we're thinking, jackpot. We're thinking, yes, finally, man, this is a work thing. Maybe this is some financial stability. Maybe this is a health thing. You know, our health has been restored, something like this. Something in the physical realm, right? But this is just a foundation. Let's not get stuck here. The 4, it's a very good card, very stable, but there's some shadow in every card, a little bit of shadow. Because we could get stuck here. We could think, this is the goal. Like, this is what I've been waiting for. Yeah, it's the jackpot. It's what you've been waiting for. But your work's not over yet. You've got so much more to do now. It's almost like this big win, this, I don't know if it's maybe a windfall, it's a financial something. If it's a restoration of health, it's just the beginning, right? That's kind of amazing. And we see the indications of that yes, it's time to celebrate. Big win, big jackpot. But let's not linger. Let's not dawdle, right? Let's go. We've got more to do. And now you've got the means to do it, right? This is the card of power. You've made this attainment. You've accomplished this goal. You've reached this milestone. And now you've got a certain amount of power. But let's not mistake this for the end. Okay? Let's not mistake it for the end. We see the 8 of Wands here in the center as well. And this is showing that there is an urgent need to keep moving. Right? And this is the quickness with which we go from popping bottles, champagne, to, okay, let's strategize, let's get back in the game, let's figure out what we do next. This card's all about strategy. This card's about celebration. This card's about strategy. It's like you've won the first half of the game. Yeah, but there's still another half, right? There's still another half. So we have this kind of sense of urgency. And this is a card with the 8 of Wands. It's saying don't lose the momentum, right? You're coming off of this really big win. Whatever this is. Coming off of that very big win, and you're still pumped. You're still amped up. You still have that adrenaline rush. Let's not calm that down, right? We see the 6 of Cups up here. This is a very good card, but this is also, it has its shadow side as well, Capricorn. Because if we allow ourselves to feel too good right now, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy this win, this success, that you shouldn't, treat yourself and reward yourself and just, enjoy it. Look, we've got the celebration. You've got the champagne and the bubble baths and stuff. But if we indulge in that for too long, we think this is the final goal. We're missing out on all the rest of this. Which, when we look at the 5 and the 9, we think, well, I'm glad I'm missing out on that. I don't want that stuff anyway. Yes, but there's a lot more meant for you. You're going to accomplish a lot more. So the 6 of Cups is all about pleasure, right? It's about enjoying. It's about the satisfaction of all your desires. And this is good. This is what we want. This is like, I've got this jackpot. I'm going to spend it. I'm gonna enjoy it, and you should. You deserve it. You've earned it. But too much of this, there's shadow in every card. The shadow side of this is that we spend all of our money fulfilling our immediate desires, and we lose sight of this future. This is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the Capricorn cardinal earth energy in action. We don't want to lose touch with ourselves by enjoying this too much, right? This is spending too much time in the bubble bath. You start to think you're a fish, right? Forget that you're a land mammal. So the fulfillment of your desires, the satisfying of your desires, yes, great, right? Enjoy it. You deserve it. Let's also get back to business pretty quick, Okay. And I know it's kind of difficult to think of these two cards together like this, but we've got to keep reminding ourselves, here's the Five of Swords. And you know what? This card came out upside down. This card came out like this, see? With the point, with the crown at the top, spirit at the top. Usually this card is the, inverted pentagram. It came out like this because we need to keep our mind on spirit. We need to keep our sights set on what we're meant to do, what we're supposed to do. We don't want to lose sight of our goal. This is spirit. Now, underneath all of this, kind of losing touch. We're losing sight of ourselves. We need to keep our will at the top, our purpose, our goal, right? Spirit, source, because there is more work to do, right? And it's a Five of Swords, and you know what that means on this channel. We do the language of flowers. We get to do an affirmation card. Anytime that we get a Five of Swords, we get, well, I guess it's that one, we get an affirmation card. And this one is the stock. Slow down. The pace must abate before it's too late. Interesting, because I just said, let's pick up the pace, right? And now I'm being kind of corrected in my interpretation. And it says, no, slow down. Slow down. Maybe this Eight of Wands, while I do think it is kind of this, keep up the momentum into the future, into the next strategy and stuff. But if we look at it like this, then this is kind of saying we might be so overwhelmed with this success, so overwhelmed with this jackpot, that we're going to just kind of go crazy, right? That we are just going to go absolutely wild. This is an uncontrolled energy. This is a very frantic, hectic energy. And to me, when it's sideways, it says, yeah, we need to keep the pace. We need to keep running forward. It's not time to stop and get stuck in this really kind of wonderful, wonderful experience, but we've got to keep climbing. But maybe when looked at this way, yeah, we do. We need to slow down, right? Because you're so excited by this jackpot that we may lose sight of ourselves and just go crazy with this pleasure, with the satisfying of our desires, right? So maybe the pace must abate before it's too late. Okay, before we lose all of our power, before we spend all of this money. Right? So maybe we need to slow this down, get control over your excitement, right? And maybe that's some of this temperance energy too. Quiet down some of your energy. You're going to be really excited by this win, by this jackpot, but we've got to slow it down. Temper yourself, right? Don't spend it all in one day kind of thing. I like this. I like that affirmation. That really helped me with my interpretation here. Gave us another way, a more vertical way to look at the horizontal energy. So I do like that. Moving over to the path of the serpent, yes, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. This is someone that's slowed down. And now you're able to look at the past, right? You're looking at this situation. This is a lot of hindsight. This is someone looking at the road that they just traveled to get right here. And it's appreciation, it's an understanding, it's a learning from that path, right? So you need this time to kind of recapitulate what you've been through, understand what you did and how this achievement has come about, what brought about this jackpot. And then we need to also turn and look toward the future, right? And that's the interesting thing with the Queen, because you don't know if they're looking at the past or the future. I think it's both. I think we're learning from the past so that we can kind of anticipate the future. And we're anticipating the 9 and the 5. We're anticipating there being some difficulties. We've gotten to this base camp, this milestone, this checkpoint. We've gotten to this resting place, this big jackpot. This is not the summit of the mountain, though. Maybe we're halfway up. This feels amazing. We're enjoying it. The next half of the climb is going to be so much more difficult. The longer we linger, right? The longer we linger here, the more we're not going to want to get up and keep climbing. You know, they say that. I watched that show, Everest. I don't know if it's on Netflix or whatever, but they always say, don't sit down. When you're climbing Everest, don't sit down. When you sit down, you're going to want to lie down. When you lie down, you ain't getting back up again, right? And I don't think it's that dire, but it illustrates the point. The longer we linger here in this really beautiful, big jackpot, big win energy, it's going to be more difficult to want to get up and endure these difficulties to get to the summit of the mountain. It's going to be harder and harder to get through these. You know, if we're out of shape, right? We're just kind of indulging in things, and that's fine. But we also have to, you know, keep the pace a little bit. I know the affirmation card says to slow down. Maybe we need to slow down with the Six of Cups, and then we can speed up with the rest of our ascending, the rest of our progress, the rest of our work. Whatever is going on here with you. I don't know if this is a work thing, a creative thing, spiritual thing, a family thing, or whatever it might be. But we run into this 9, and the 9 really is that part of your mind that says, it's too difficult, we don't need to climb the rest of the mountain. What we have here is just perfect. But see, this is a 4 of Pentacles. It's not permanent. The 4s always talk about the impermanence of things. This is a big jackpot, a big win. This is what you've been waiting for. But this is impermanent, right? The time is now to keep climbing. Not to be stuck here. But this is that part of your mind that says, wow, it's just the weather's bad. It's, you know, Everest just, the second half of Everest just seems just terrible. I don't want to do it anymore. Right? And the 5, this is the fight. You know it's going to take every ounce of energy you have to get to the very, very summit of this mountain. It's so much easier to just stay in the 4. You're going to have to muster every last bit of energy that you have. And then some. But it's going to be worth it because you know what's waiting at the top of that mountain, right? You know what's up there, don't you? You. This is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the Capricorn energy, the cardinal earth energy. This was your vision all along. Now you're at the top of the mountain. Now you have that view from the very top. And that's the view that you've always wanted to achieve. You wanted, I don't know what this, maybe this is work or career, I don't know. You've always wanted to get to the top just for the view, right? And this is you up there on top of that mountain, realizing your vision. Okay? You've always had the vision of what your future could be like. You always knew what you wanted to be out there. You always knew kind of what it would look like. But now you're up there actually seeing it. Okay, this is the spiritual vision. This is the card that knows that everything I do now is for a purpose. Everything I do now, there's a reason for it. And it's going to result in something later. It's kind of a karma thing, but in a good way. It's an investment in our future self. Everything we do now is an investment. Every choice, every mannerism, every movement, every word we speak is an investment in our future self. It's either a good or a bad investment, sure, but it's an investment. This is nice. And we can get there. We have to overcome some things, you know, these difficulties here. And maybe the slow down, the pace must abate. Maybe this too is about kind of restoring yourself, right? Satisfying some of your desires, yes, so that you can be strong enough to deal with this. This is a really big jackpot. Let's look at the mystery card now. Thank you, Mr. Ed. And this is the part of the reading where I would like you all to connect with the energies. I'm going to put the camera back this way. Let's try to connect with the energies and images, and let's see if we can intuit this mystery card. You don't have to play along if you don't want to, but if you do want to, I think it's a great exercise to try to raise the vibration of our community. We can all try to connect with our intuition. And I think over time, if we do this exercise, every day, every reading that I do, I'll try to incorporate this. I think we'll find that more and more often, we'll be able to get a sense of what this card is. Now, we don't have to get it exactly right. It's like horseshoes and hand grenades. Close enough is still good. So we might get the number of the card right. Maybe we think it's an ace or something. We don't know what suit, but I'm feeling an ace, right? Something like that. In fact, and I'm going to hold off on my guess until you have a chance to type your answers into the chat, into the comment section, or just say it out loud or write it down or whatever you want to do. If you want to pause the reading, go ahead and do that now, and you can see what these cards are. And then I'll give my answer, which I think it's going to be, so we don't have any more water energy here. We have the 6. I'm thinking this is going to be a 10. I'm thinking a 10 of cups here. Because we really wanted to stay. This felt really good to be over here with this 6. But I want to say it's going to be even better once we get to the actual summit, right? This is a jackpot. Can you imagine how good it's going to feel when we get this all the way to a 10? Full manifestation. I'm thinking 10 of cups. All right? Let's see. Oh. See? Close enough. It's a 10, but it's a 10 of pentacles. This is, the idea that we think this 4 is a big jackpot. Can you imagine what this could be? Could you imagine if you keep going, how big this thing's going to get? This is a really, really big, big future. And this also has its shadow side. Yeah? Because this is saying, hey, you're going to have this huge, successful life. You've got to take care of it. You've got to sustain it. You've got to continue to be Capricorn, continue to invest in your future self. It's almost saying like, hey, this is not the end of the path either. Right? This might be everything that you wanted to achieve, but now you have to maintain it. You have to sustain it. You have to be the caretaker of it. You have to make it last. You have to use it for something, right? Do something with it. This is something else. I'm so impressed by you. So impressed by this energy. We're going to go ahead and do an extended reading, Capricorn. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the description box. New readings come out every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next reading. I want to thank you as well for watching this video all the way through until the end. That keeps the algorithm happy, which in turn is good for the channel. So I appreciate that. I want to thank you for being here, and thank you for letting me read for you. Thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.